How's it going? I hope you're doing just as good as I'm doing today, because man, we are having fun. It has been a while since the beginning of a pause week has felt this enjoyable, but I'm just gonna get right the fuck into it, because why not? I don't really have a whole lot to say other than that until we get to the main topic, of course. But physically, shit, we can give it a solid 8.5. I felt great, and a little sneak peek, but I've been getting into some new kind of stuff, some new goals for the fitness journey. But mentally, I'm going to put it at a solid 9.3. Very, very high. Very awesome. I have been getting so into this new thing I'm doing. Just to get into it, we're starting to cut. I mentioned this a little bit before, but I feel like I'm really devoting to it now. I'm actually like getting consistent and disciplined. You know, I kind of am just treating it like my program, because I haven't missed my program in like almost 3 years now. So I'm just adding it to the next layer of goals I have to increase my level of passion. But like the main reason I kind of want to get into it is the mindset you have doing these new things are just as important as the action of remaining disciplined throughout them. Because there is a huge difference between remaining disciplined and passionate, you know? Because even though discipline can make you passionate about something, it doesn't always have the same correlation, you know? I feel like this happens in the Army a lot, where people will just go and they'll just have to do whatever they say because that's just what they chose to do, but they don't actually give a shit about it. So you're like a robot, you know? You're not actually thriving toward anything. You don't really have any goals. You just have this one automated instruction, and you're like, all right, time to do it. And I hate it when I see someone do a cut, or they make new gains, or they bulk successfully. Anything, you know, it doesn't even have to be lifting. Just any hobby you got, and you make new progress, and you're sitting there by the end of it feeling just as empty as you did when you started. It is such a waste of enjoyment of life when you don't properly treat yourself and give yourself credit throughout these difficult habits to attain. And not just attain, but appreciate and enjoy. You know, most people will sit there and be like, oh, I hate the cut, I don't want to do it, I just want to get back on the bulk. I literally just wanted to try it out for the sake of having something new to work toward. Not that I'm lacking any passion, but there's a difference between needing passion and fuck it, why not? You never have enough passion, you know? I don't think that there's ever a bad thing with having more than you expected when it comes to the things that make you want to keep driving through life, except for when it actually overwhelms you, you know? If you're going to do something like a cut and you keep trying to be consistent with it, but you end up hating it and you end up hating what you're doing because of it, that sucks. That you're just not the type of person for a cut then, or you need to think, what can I do differently to make this my cut, you know? Something so important is like with weightlifting, for example, I don't do weightlifting like anybody else. Not saying I'm special for what I do, but everybody has their own unique way of doing it when they truly find their stride or find their drive and reason for doing it. And so, like how I changed my program to adhere and adapt to my body as it grows or weakens, uniquely to anyone else, just like that, for my cut, I'm not following any instruction. I'm not going to do any basic stuff that everybody normally does. I have a certain mindset of how I think my certain eating habits can affect how I am throughout the day. And I'm going to start with what I am comfortable with and what I know specifically. That's such a big, important thing. I always tell people to do the trial and error method with programming, because you will eventually have a program best suited for you, instead of just grabbing something that someone famous did. Same thing with a cut. Take what knowledge you know, no matter how little, and apply it to what you want your goals to look like. And it also acknowledge along the way that if you're getting overwhelmed or stressed about something that should be an enjoyable experience that makes you happier, then change something up a little bit. Or if you start getting too comfortable and you feel like you could be doing more, add a little something else to it. You know, there's never a wrong addition unless you are unwilling to change. You know, it's so important to allow your body and your mind the capability of branching out. It can't just be a constant back and forth of, oh, well, this guy did this and he looks like this, and I don't trust myself because I haven't done it long enough, so I'm just going to keep doing something that feels like shit that I hate, and I'm just going to just see where it goes. That sucks. There's no vision, there's no goal, and you have no drive while you're doing it. It's just an obligation. And that's what works for. God damn it. Like, that's like what your bills, the job that you have that pays your bills are for. You know, everything else in life should be passion. And even with work, though it comes from an obligation to maintain your survival, you can put your passions into your work and hopefully have your work become passionate as long as it gives you enough financial stability. So, just like everything in life, I'm not trying to like completely rant and go back and forth over the same thing, but you need variability. You need to be able to just change when your body tells you to. It's very important, because when you restrain what you might think is correct for you, even if it ends up being worse off, you are blocking off that level of education you could have had. You know, it's like someone who's getting a C in a class being like, oh, I keep getting C's and I take notes and I memorize everything and I feel like I'm doing the work, but I keep getting the same grade, but this is all I know, so I'm going to just keep doing it. That is stupid. If it's not working, change something, you know? Even if it seems redundant and you make a worse grade, in the long term, your adaptability and overall knowledge on the subjects that you're trying to get better at will increase with time. That's all it is. It's consistency and patience to allow your efforts to become fruitful. You know, I didn't just get to the point where I am today, lifting as heavy as I can with the Olympic lifts I'm doing just because I fucking wanted to. You know, I didn't just follow some arbitrary program or what other people told me to do. I was like, I think this might make me better, but I'm in it for the long run, so I just want to try and see everything that fits, and then I'll know if it doesn't, or I'll know if it does. And, you know, I've been training, like, I trained on and off for 4 years, and then I started to really get that passion, so I've been consistent for about 2.5 years. It's getting close to 3. And among all this time, I've never had so much more progress in this past 6 months to a year right now, even though I've been training for almost 7, because I have never been so open to the change that my body might need to adapt and grow. You know, you can't just have this perfect program that got you to the Olympics, let's say. You know, because I guarantee you this happens. If you get to the Olympics doing this program that you think is perfection and awesome, the moment your body starts to slow down because of age, it's natural, it's going to happen eventually, and you start like getting fucked up in the joints, and your fatigue goes up, and your level of recovery goes down, you're going to have to change that so-called perfect program. It is perfect for you in that moment. That is what's so important. It's not, you never have a perfect program or a perfect lift or a perfect cut or a perfect bulk. It is all about maintaining what you need right now. It correlates a lot, I think, with how I'm always saying you got to live in the present, and not just saying that to be like cliche, but you genuinely need to find an appreciation for your moment in life right now, or you won't be able to enjoy your life later on. It's just how it works. You know, you can't bank on something that hasn't happened and doesn't exist. So if you're sitting there being like, oh, well, it'll be so worth it when I'm like this weight, or it'll be so worth it when I'm lifting these kinds of lifts. No, it is only worth it if you are enjoying and appreciating the lifts that you have right now, or the weight that you're losing or gaining right now. That is all that matters. And the people who love and appreciate and enjoy what they're doing right this second, those are the ones who prosper and go to the Olympics. They don't have some perfect program. Even if you are sold a program by somebody who's been doing it for 15, 20 years, that went to the Olympics and got first place, it will probably not work for you the way you want it to. You may see different results, and you may get better because of it. But it's not a program built for you. Just like people who are super shredded, their cuts are built for them, their body type, their adaptability to those kinds of changes. So when, you know, this is an example I use a lot. If you're going to take the program of an Olympic lifter that won first place that was built for an Olympic lifter who won first place. So look at yourself right now and be humble, accept it. Do you look like an Olympian who is going to win first place? No. It's just not reasonable, especially with all the people on any sort of supplements or enhancing drugs. They have a much shorter time of recovery and a longer time period without fatigue, so they can do these kinds of things much more intensely and whatever. I don't know. I'm going on a tangent. I just, to wrap it up a little bit, don't overthink what you're doing. The whole reason I'm talking about this is to say that, like, I didn't just do this cut for shits and giggles. I want to find a new thing to work toward, and I thought this would be fun. And if it stops being fun, fuck it, I'll do something else. But I'm really liking it. It feels cool. I feel like I have a new passion to strive for, so I'm going to run it as long as I can, and I will change it where it needs to change. But other than that, regardless of everything happening in life or how you've been living up to this point, the cut doesn't change anything. How shredded you get changes nothing. It is all about the mindset you have during this cut, bulk, these lifts, these competitions, whatever you are doing. The mindset is what takes you there. Not the program, not the calories, not the macros. It is your mindset and your ability to change where your body needs it. So, other than, again, just don't overthink it. Enjoy it. It's supposed to be fun. So if you are doing a cut and you are hating life and you are complaining 24/7 about it, then do something enjoyable with it. Doesn't mean go eat a donut, but just find a way where you can enjoy it a little bit more. I literally just did cardio today for like the first time ever. I don't do cardio, but now that I have an actual reason to do cardio and increase my potential weight loss, or even just cardio's benefits in general, I now love doing cardio. And again, it's not because I'm sitting here being like, oh, I'll be so good one day because I'm doing this. It's because I love the effort that I'm putting in now, and I think that it's a great addition. If it overwhelms me at some point, you can turn it down, you can do something else. I literally made a video on this like a month ago where I went and played tennis for like 2 hours. If you got a rest day coming up, go hit a ball. Go play a sport where you really love the sport, but it includes some sort of running, some physical movement. And there's your cardio. It might not be as intensive as anyone else's, but we're not comparing to anyone else. You're looking at you and you alone. And if you're enjoying it, keep fucking doing it. Be happy, because that is a rare thing to come across nowadays. So everybody wants to do what everybody else is doing. But take your time. You got plenty of it, and it's never too late to try something new. So do what you can, accept what your body's capable of, and adapt to that. So other than that, take it with a grain of salt. That's up to you. If you don't want to cut, fucking bulk. If you don't want to bulk, lift some heavy weight and just have fun eating whatever you want, whatever. I literally found out that I was eating like 3,000 plus calories every day up till now, and I've maintained the same weight for a year and a half. That's a fucking mindset right there. I know there's a lot more to it than that, but I'm saying that allowing myself to just feel my body out and do what I felt would help me the most has gotten me to the best point that I could be at now. So do what you will with that information. We are going to keep eating our chicken, rice, and broccoli because new sauce, different meal in my opinion. And I ate ramen for 7 months, so I don't get bored of food regardless of what it is. So just do you, enjoy what you're doing and try to have fun, just don't overthink it. Do what you got to do. That's all I got. See ya.